Would like to show you how I magnetize my terrain quickly and easily. It only requires a couple of things. First of all, I have a set that has already been magnetized to use as a reference to make sure I'm magnetizing everything in the correct polarity. Next, I have just a little bit of glue that I put on a little piece of plastic. I've had the most luck with just normal CA super glue, but with the thick viscosity. And lastly, here's the special sauce. This is just a tiny little bit of baking soda that I put in a small little container. Next, I have my N92 super strong neodymium magnets. And lastly, the pieces of terrain that I want to magnetize. So the most important thing is when you're starting to like a new magnetization project, go ahead and do just a couple of pieces. That way you can make sure you're happy with the results once it's all dried. And more importantly, you can use them to test the polarity to make sure that all your other pieces will have a polarity that'll match up. So I was able to check this to make sure everything's snapping together exactly how I want it to. And then when I go adding new magnets into this pillar, I know which way. I can just test it here, and I know I'll have to go and put it in the same way, like that. Pretty easy. Next, in terms of what I use the glue and the baking soda for, is the glue holds it in place, but the baking soda acts as an accelerant, so I don't have to wait for it to dry. And it also adds as like kind of a mortar to fill in the little gaps around the edge of the hole, so it's a really, really tight fit, because these are really strong magnets and they'll pull themselves out eventually if you don't have the baking soda. So it's very simple. You dip it in the glue, dip it in the soda, slot it into the hole. You can wipe off a little bit of the extra baking soda now or after the glue's dried, doesn't really matter, but you have a nice clean fit. Fits in perfect solidly, and it right away, now I can already not pull it out. So you don't have to worry about losing your progress. This is also useful for another thing. So these are really strong magnets, and here we have like the corner pieces. So what I was finding before I was using this is I'd put this in, and now the magnet doesn't want to go in here, and sometimes it would pop out or it would flip around as I was trying to let it dry. So by having this instant set ability, I can stick it right in. I didn't get the right amount of glue on that one. I can stick it right in, and it doesn't come popping right out. There you go, it doesn't come popping right out. And what I was also having a problem with, it was flipping around. So I was having pillars with the wrong polarity because they would flip around because they wanted to line up. So this also helps when you're trying to do magnets kind of close to each other when you're dealing with these really strong magnets. And then just to fully complete it, right? We use the test piece to know what the pillar polarity is, but then basically I want the opposite polarity on all the wall pieces, so I can also test it, use the wall test piece to make sure I'm getting the right polarity when I'm doing a wall. And because they're opposite, I can now have walls and pillars that go together, just like that. There you go. That's really all there is to it. When you do it like this, you can really go boom, boom, boom. It only takes you a couple of seconds to put in each magnet. And when you're dealing with 400 magnets that you got to put into a terrain set, that time saving really adds up. So let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer them for you.